On the news, Nigeria implements lockdown in 3 states as confirmed COVID-19 cases hit 135. President Buhari signs COVID-19 Regulation 2020, giving legal backing to lockdown order. And Sierra Leone and Botswana joins list of African countries with confirmed cases of COVID-19. A warm welcome to News Now. I am Fidelia Aguncha. It's day 1 of the 14-day lockdown in Lagos and compliance is high. Security officials, including the police, army and federal road safety, mounted roadblocks on major routes supervising vehicular movement. Our correspondent visited various areas of the state to assess the level of compliance and also get the views of security officials on duty. Take a listen.
And people are complying. Only 1 or 2 occasions, areas where they don't comply. I've just intercepted somebody. I've just told her what to do to get the clearance to be on the road. The fact that she belongs to that area that Mr. President said should not come in or exempted, there's still going to be a caveat. It's not 100% freedom. So there should be a regulation, those who comes out. So you have to do that. So the basic idea behind this confinement, behind the restriction, is that people should be aware that coronavirus is real and to take self-isolation. So the government just wants it not to spread beyond. Now we have over 100 in Nigeria. And we realize that over 100 in Nigeria is not an indigenous disease. It's an disease brought into the country by some other people into this country. So those containerized ones now are part of those that federal government make exception. We have those in telecommunication, we have those in your field and journalism, so we have those in the confectionaries, in the food processing, distribution, so we have those in medicals and medications, we have those in petroleum industry that are exempted. Those 6 categories have been exempted. That container you've seen now is part of those exempted to go into the port, to go and lift items that you and I will use.
Well, there are now close to 140 confirmed cases of the coronavirus COVID-19 in Nigeria as the Center for Disease Control confirms 24 new cases. The new cases were reported in Osun, Ogun and Kaduna State. According to statistics provided by the NCDC, Lagos has so far confirmed 81 cases, 8 of which have been discharged. The toll from the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, has also surged to 25, while Ogun State now has 4 confirmed cases. Enugu State has 2 cases of the virus. Ekiti has confirmed just 1 case so far, while Oyo has 8 cases of COVID-19. Edo and Bauchi State have 2 cases each, while Osun has 5 cases, and Rivers as well as Benue have a total of 1 case each. Kaduna recorded 2 more cases today to bring its tally to 3. And just hours after Governor Seyi Makinde tested positive for the virus, Oyo State has discharged its indexed coronavirus patient. The patient, whose identity was not disclosed, was discharged on Tuesday after 6 days of treatment. Taiwo Adisa, Chief Press Secretary to the state governor, in a statement released on Tuesday, said the patient tested negative to the virus twice before he was discharged. Meanwhile, unconfirmed reports suggest that Ekiti State has also discharged its indexed coronavirus patient after about a week of treatment. This brings the number of recovered coronavirus patients in Nigeria to 10. Meanwhile, recovered COVID-19 patients in Lagos State have been recounting their experience with the life-threatening illness. 5 patients were on Monday discharged from the Lagos Infectious Disease Center in Yaba after 2 weeks of treatment. One of the patients, who addressed journalists on grounds of anonymity, urged Nigerians not to panic as the disease can be cured. He also called for better remuneration for health workers at the front line in the war against the pandemic.
My experience here, there were some hitches initially, but things turned out to be fine. We were taken care of by the health officials on ground, and all our complaints were attended to. And now I'm a living proof, a living witness alongside my other colleagues that we can beat it. We can beat it. And I want to assure others that this is not their home, this is not their resting place. So encourage yourself, take your medication, and with prayer, you'll get out of here in no distant time. Then one more thing that I would like to add is that given the scenario or the information that we have and that we know, that most people, most health officials are not ready to work in this kind of a thing, maybe out of fear or whatever. I want to appeal to the federal government as well as the Lagos state government that all the workers who have at the risk to their own lives and their family or volunteer to do this work, they should be remunerated accordingly, so as to serve as encouragement to others.
President Muhammadu Buhari has declared COVID-19 a dangerous infectious disease following his signing of the COVID-19 regulations for 2020. Mixed reactions trailed the president's order restricting movement in Lagos, Abuja and Ogun State to contain the spread of the pandemic in the country, as some argued that he lacked legal right to make such proclamations. But the COVID-19 regulations for 2020 gives legal backing to President Buhari's national broadcast on Sunday, March 29th, where he gave the orders. The regulations take effect from Monday, March 30th, 2020. Meanwhile, Minister of State for Health, Olorinimbe Mamora, has announced that the federal government, through the Ministry of Health, is working to set up isolation treatment centers with at least 1,000 bed space in the nation's capital, Abuja. The Chinese firm in Nigeria, Mutual Commitment Company Limited, has donated medical face masks and hand gloves to Nigerian military as part of efforts to curb the ravaging COVID-19 pandemic in the country. While making the donations at the defense headquarters, the managing director of the company, Liu Long, said the gesture was part of efforts to assist Nigeria defeat the scourge. Long said that the company had spent many years in Nigeria, adding that whatever challenge that confronts the country would also affect it. The Chief of Defense Training and Operations, Major General Lucky Rabo, was on hand to receive the items on behalf of the Chief of Defense Staff, Gabriel Olonishakin.
Today, we are gladly to be here to hand over the materials to our brothers. I wish, with the unite of everybody, that Nigeria will win this coronavirus war. And I sincerely believe that whatever China achieved in the past 2 months' time in this coronavirus war, it will be achieved in Nigeria. I sincerely believe that Nigeria is a country that when everybody is serious working on something, that we will achieve that one. And what Nigeria has shown this in the past, I think we will definitely achieve this one in this war. We, as Chinese, we are seriously with this country. We love this country. We love everybody, and we will be with everybody. We will be with everybody until this war succeeds.
The United States mission in Nigeria has announced the commencement of evacuation of its citizens from Nigeria. This is coming after Germany, Israel, and France evacuated their nationals amid rising cases of the coronavirus in the country. The embassy confirmed the development on Monday night on its official Twitter handle. It said multiple emergency flights departing from Lagos and Abuja had been confirmed for the week. The mission asked Americans booked for flights not to come to the airport until they had been contacted by officials. Meanwhile, U.S. President Donald Trump has extended federal guidelines on social distancing until April 30 after a top health official warned that between 100,000 to 200,000 people could die from coronavirus in the U.S. The Nigeria Center for Disease Control, NCDC, has charged Nigerians to verify every information received on social media concerning the coronavirus pandemic. In a tweet published on Tuesday, the NCDC noted that reports making the round on social media that drinking alcohol will help prevent COVID-19 is false. It also noted that consuming hot lemon, palm oil, ginger and garlic, or even gargling salt with water will not prevent an individual from contracting the virus. The agency also debunked reports that drinking or spraying Dettol on the body will prevent the coronavirus. It stated that the best way to stop the spread of the disease is by observing recommended precautionary measures like hand washing and maintaining social distance. The Central Bank of Nigeria has directed that check clearing should be suspended. According to a notice signed by Sam Okereji, Director of CBN Banking Services Department, the suspension will take effect from March 31st. The notice was addressed to all deposit money banks in the country and the Nigeria Interbank Settlement System (NIBSS). The notice said the suspension is related to the lockdown in Lagos, Ogun and Abuja announced by the President on Sunday. The notice, however, said settlement activities for electronic instruments will continue to hold during this period of suspension. A joint statement by the CBN and Ministry of Finance, Budget and National Planning on Monday revealed that President Muhammadu Buhari has given approval for banks to conduct skeletal services during the lockdown. And outside Nigeria, Sierra Leone is the latest African country to record its first case of the new coronavirus. In a television press conference on Tuesday, President Julius Maada Bio said the patient is a 37-year-old man in the country who arrived the country from France on March 16. The president also said authorities were aggressively tracing people who may have come in contact with infected patients and urged people to report anyone with coronavirus symptoms to authorities. Botswana has also recorded its first 3 cases of the coronavirus in returning travelers from Britain and Thailand. Health Minister Lemogang Kwape made an announcement on state television on Monday, adding that 3 infected persons are currently in quarantine. President Mogwetsi Masisi said the government would declare a state of emergency as part of measures to address the risk posed by the pandemic. And in sport, UEFA will discuss the fate of this season's Champions League in a video conference meeting on Wednesday, following an admission by Alexander Ceferin, the president of the European Football Governing Body, that this season could be lost if competitive action does not resume by the end of June. 2 weeks on from that initial meeting, there remains no date on the calendar for football to return, and UEFA has since postponed the Champions League and Europa League finals, which had been set for late May in Istanbul and Gdansk, respectively. Well, we'll take a break here and return with more stories. Don't go away.
Hi, my name is Zuriel Oduwale. I am a 17-year-old filmmaker and child education advocate. Usually, I am meeting with world leaders around the globe to talk about the importance of education. But today, I am talking about the coronavirus. Sadly, it has killed some and affected many others. We as people can take steps and precautions to benefit society as a whole. Some of these suggestions from cdc.gov are as follows.
Wash, wash, wash. Wash your hands often for 20 seconds with soap and water, especially after you sneeze or cough. And make sure you don't touch your face. You can also use sanitizer if available. Keep your distance. Avoid close contact with those who are sick. And keep a social distance of 6 feet. That means stay 6 feet away. Got it? Stay home. Stay home if you are sick. You can help prevent the spread of COVID-19 and other sicknesses. Cover your mouth and nose with your elbow when you sneeze or cough.
We as the youth are truly the future. So let's stay healthy and walk boldly into it. Thank you for your time. Stay safe and keep healthy.
Welcome back. Imo State Governor Hope Uzodinma has sacked the Accountant General of the state, Donald Igbo. The governor, in a statement issued by his spokesperson, Ogwike Nwachukwu, announced the appointment of Obieze Chukwukama as the new Accountant General of the state. Nwachukwu said Chukwukama takes over from Igbo with immediate effect. Until his recent appointment, Chukwukama was an acting permanent secretary in the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. Seaport Terminal Operators Association of Nigeria, STOAN, has asked the federal government to plan for the relocation of petroleum depots, otherwise called tank farms, from Apapa to avoid any disaster that may lead to loss of lives and investment. Speaking against the backdrop of the March 15 explosion at Abule-Ado, Lagos State, which claims 23 lives and displaced more than 500 people from their homes, STOAN chairperson Vicky Hatstrup said urgent steps towards the relocation was necessary to avoid a repeat of the catastrophe in the crowded residential areas. She also said that in addition to bad roads and the absence of truck parks in Apapa, the large number of tank farms and oil depots had contributed to traffic congestions in the area. The Ebonyi State Police Command has confirmed the abduction of 2 Chinese expatriates working in Ebonyi State. Police Commissioner of Ebonyi State, Awoshola Awotinde, said the incident occurred in Isiagu, Ivo local government area of the state. The 2 men reportedly work for a mining company in the area. Awotinde said the identity and motive of the kidnappers is yet to be ascertained, but assured that the police are on the trail of the culprits. We'll take another break here and return with business stories. Don't go away.
In the last 3 years, we have built a multi-purpose center, which is the envy of all in our constituency. And I can tell you that the people who are living there are already enjoying it.
Guy, do you think what this man just said is true? See, I seriously doubt. I'm sure it's one of those their silly lies.
And wait, do you know there's a way to find out if these things he's saying is true or not? This is the Construct app. It gives people like us a sure way to track implementation of constituency projects. It gives valid and verified information on location of projects, amounts allocated, amount funded, the level of job done, and even the profiles of concerned legislators. You and I can post directly on this app.
Are you serious?
This is the Go-To app if you want to know how our Commonwealth is being expanded by the government.
Wow. Let's even see if what this man said is true. Show me.
The Construct app is developed by Other Paper Nigeria with support from USAID and is available on both Google Play Store and Apple Store.
And it's true.
Of course, I told you.
On TV360, we don't just ask the questions.
What is wrong with amending the Constitution the way the National Assembly members have been doing it?
We seek answers.
Constitution is constituent. Our problem is not lack of laws. Our problem is lack of the willpower to implement our laws.
Answers that provide clarity.
While we negotiate, we should try to make it a point that the girls must be complete.
The clarity you need to make informed judgment so that you can make the right decision and take action.
People are saying it is you politicians that are responsible for this, that you are the reason why this is happening.
All these dollars that call themselves governors in this country?
I wish we had people like Tony at the National Assembly.
God forbid that I go to join that
TV360, providing clarity to issues.
Welcome back. Let's now talk business. Annetta Felix is standing by with details. Hello, Annetta.
Hello, Fidelia.
So it seems that despite the coronavirus pandemic and the havoc it's wrecking over here, Nigerians will still have to pay more for electricity.
That's right. From Wednesday, April 1st, 2020, Nigerians may pay more for electricity, and that's according to an official at Ikeja Electric. Speaking to newsmen on Tuesday, an NERC official said that the firm had not received any directive from the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, NERC, to reverse the plan to increase electricity tariff on April 1st, 2020. NERC had disclosed in its December 2019 review that the order to increase electricity tariff was issued to reflect the impact of key changes in the power sector. Following the temporary shutdown and, following the temporary suspension of sale of Forex to Bureau de Change, the real exchange for the Naira fell to 412 Naira on Monday. The central bank had granted the BDC's 2 weeks market holiday as requested by the association, given the ongoing challenges faced in the local and global economies. According to the BDCs, there had been a drastic decline in demand for Forex due to the impact of the COVID-19 on the economy, and that's as businesses were down and many people were not traveling. The Naira had also suffered setbacks as a result of crude oil price that fell drastically in the international market, which raised speculation among BDC operators and Nigerians in general. Up next is a review of trading on the NSE today. The reign of the bears persists on the Nigeria stock market as the all-share index dipped for a second market day to 0.14%, and that's to close at 21,300.47 basis points. The market cap also we see here making declines to wrap up at just over 11 trillion naira. Here are percentage laggards today, dominated by the financial services sector. Zenith and Guarantee Trust Bank recording losses, as well as UACN and Access Bank. Percentage gainers today are Unilever gaining over a naira. That's 11 naira today. Flour Mills of Nigeria PLC also improving. It sold yesterday at 20 naira 0.8 kobo, but today we've seen increases of 21 naira 25 kobo per share. Also, GlaxoSmithKline and May & Baker PLC are recording increases in their share price. The market summary here for you: volume over 422 million shares sold today. Value that's 1.724 billion naira. Deals at 3,448. And for the global stocks, let's see how just they're faring. FTSE and Dow Jones, the coronavirus pandemic and sell-offs, a lot of sell-offs definitely not affecting FTSE and Dow Jones, but we see just how much impact that's having in Japan there, with the all-share index going down by 0.88%. And that's it from here, Fidelia.
Well, thank you very much, Aneta, for that update. Let's now move to other news on the foreign scene. The World Health Organization Regional Office for Africa in Brazzaville says there have been no reported cases of the Ebola virus disease in the Democratic Republic of Congo for 5 weeks. This is coming after WHO Director General Tedros Ghebreyesus announced that the agency was planning to declare DRC Ebola-free. Meanwhile, the agency noted that there is still a risk of reemergence, noting that it is critical to maintain surveillance and response operations in the period leading to the declaration of the end of the outbreak, as well as the declaration. Since the outbreak broke out in 2018, the virus has killed over 2,200 people and infected nearly 1,200 more, making it the second worst Ebola outbreak in history. And that's it on News Now. Many thanks for joining us. I am Fidelia Aguncha. Thanks for watching.